Hi there, good afternoon. You've tuned into ET now, and this is Market Fatafat with me, Shilpa D'Souza. Along with me, I have Vinny Motiwala. Very good afternoon to you, Vinny, and we are here in a brand new avatar of Market Fatafat. But yes, we are going to continue getting you all the stocks that are buzzing based on news flow as well as on technicals. Let's take a look at what the markets are doing at this point in time. Remember, Sensex hit that all-time high this morning. You had Sensex that surpassed the record high levels, but it was Nifty that was at a kissing distance of that record high. We've not yet hit record high on the Nifty, unfortunately. We're holding up above the 18,850 mark as of now. Talking about Nifty Bank, we are seeing a steady recovery coming on the Nifty Bank as well, and the broader markets, they continue to outperform benchmark indices once again. Both mid-cap as well as small-cap index holding on to good strength. You have mid-cap index that hit a fresh record high levels in today's trading session, while the small-cap index hit a 52-week high as well. Talking about the rest of the market, if you look at the market breadth right now, it is actually seeing some significant improvement, which is in favor of the advances. While talking about the sectoral indices, is the metal index that is the top sectoral loser in today's trading session, while you have the media index that is outperforming. So that's the way how the market construct is looking like, still kissing distance away for the record high levels for the Nifty index, Vinny.
Absolutely, but on that note, let's get started with all the stocks that are buzzing in trade, either on the back of news flows or on the back of technicals as well. On the technicals, today we're joined by Sumeet Mulchhandani. For a while from the research team, we have Harsh as well as Lisa joining in with us. A very good afternoon to all three of you all. Good afternoon to you as well, Cheryl. And also, always, I'm going to be starting with the first stock, that is Sucrose. Now, this one is in focus. Yesterday also it was in focus after the announcement actually came in from the government in terms of making rules for compulsory AC for cabin trucks as well. So on the back of that, we're keeping an eye out on this one. Today also it's trading with gains of 8.8%. Now, what happened is we spoke to the management and they believe in terms of this business, they're positive of this ruling actually coming in terms of the trucks and CVs will become a mandatory for this as well this time around as well. Other than that, in terms of overall, what they also are saying is that the market size is around 3.2 to 3.5 lakh vehicles per year, and the value is around 500 to 550 crores. Being the market leader, Sucrose, the delta would be around 200 crores for the company. They would sustain the double-digit revenue growth for the next 2 years as well, and don't see a rollout of this notification to be a challenge for the company. Yes, they have been engaged in OEMs on the product development as well, but management sounded quite positive as well. So keeping an eye out on this one today.
All right, so that is Sucrose for you. That is seeing stellar gains once again in today's trading session. But like Vinny also mentioned that we spoke to the management. So here are PK Dugal, who is the CEO of Sucrose, on what he had to say of the entire announcement or the fact that AC is in trucks.
This market, which is where this notification will be applied, will be N2, N3 category of the trucks, which is MSCV category. So right now this market size is around 3.2 lakhs to 3.5 lakhs per year. So by April 25, when this will be finally implemented, we expect the market size between 3.5 to 3.8 lakhs vehicle. So the overall market size would be around 500 to 550 crores. And being the market leader in this space, we expect that for the company it would be around 200 crore delta which would be coming. As Sucrose, we have been last 2 years we have been growing in double-digit growth. So we want to sustain this for next 2 to 3 years also. So double-digit what we are expecting, although the industry would be expecting between 6 to 8% growth. So of course that is on one side on the top line, but on the bottom line, since commodities and other economic factors are being easing out now, so we see returning back to the normal margin level in next 2 to 3 years time.
All right, let's shift focus and let's talk about Shilpa Medicare. And this particular counter is in focus in today's trading session. They informed the exchanges yesterday that the company will be holding a board meeting on June 23rd, and this in order to consider raising funds via rights issue of equity shares. No doubt, post this particular announcement, you are seeing some profit booking take place in Shilpa Medicare. Remember that yesterday also the stock saw a sharp up move. It saw an up move of approximately 10% in yesterday's trading session. However, today, as you can see, there's some sort of a profit book is kicking in this particular counter. 2.8% downtick for Shilpa Medicare, but nevertheless the board will be considering a rights issue on their June 23rd board meeting.
Okay, let's move on and Sumit, your first stock is Ather Industries. This one is buzzing in trade today itself. When you look at it, it's just up 8%. Even in the last 1 week and last 1 month, seems like the pace of and momentum of gain has increased. What are you feeling in terms of this on the charts? Should we expect this rally to continue?
Yeah, good afternoon to all. So yes, we are expecting this, and the main thing is it is giving us the highest weekly closing ever. So on the daily basis and on the weekly basis also, it was listed in 12 months prior, and it has given a good return from 700 to 1100 right now. And if anybody is holding or trying to make a new position, we will advise to make a new position here also. So one can keep a stop loss of 980, and we are expecting further upside till the level of 147 and 1196 also.
Alright, so that's the take coming in on Ather Industries. Remember, they've launched their QIP as well. But Lisa, let's talk about Som Distilleries, and why is this one in focus today?
Yes, Som Distilleries, it's in high spirits as the company has gained market share in Odisha region. It's at around 18%. They have captured 18% share, and this is in contrast to 14% market share in May 23. This is also higher than their historical market share of around 12%, which they gained last year. The company said that they remain committed to further expanding and increasing the market share in the Odisha region, and this will be through continuous innovation and also delivering exceptional beverages to cater to the diverse preference of its customers. If we look at this share, it was up at around 2% in early morning trade, but in the last 5 days also it's around 5% up, and that was because the company had announced a strategic tie-up with Carlsberg India for its Odisha plant, and they also started commercial trial production out there. So that's on Som Distilleries. It's trading with a positive bias as we speak.
Let's move on to stock number 5, and that is RVNL. Harsh, and why is this one in focus today? What's the buzz?
Well, yes, outside of an order win of nearly 1800 crore, which came in late yesterday in trade, RVNL is also in focus largely on the back of the fact that they've confirmed that the JV with TMH remains as is. There's no derailment with regard to that JV. And let me quickly take you through what actually transpired. Yesterday, we had a news report coming in which suggested that the JV with regard to the Vande Bharat train was now derailed, but what the company has gone ahead and done is clarified that the JV between RVNL and TMH is the breaking up of the JV is factually incorrect. They've clarified that the MOU between the parties is still valid, and none of the parties have terminated this particular MOU and agreement. The bank guarantee is going to be deposited well within the permissible time limits as per the tender conditions, so nothing with no concern with regard to that either. And what they've also suggested is that deliberations with regard to the MOU and specific terms of the MOU are underway, and in case of any changes, that will of course be disclosed. So on the back of that, you can see quick buzz in early trade for RVNL, currently still a healthy 1% higher.
Alright, moving on, Sumit, let's talk about Tube Investment, and especially that 1-year return of Tube Investment is astonishing. It's in excess of 100%, basically that one may have made if they're invested a year ago on this counter. But today also the stock is holding on to very strong gains of about 5%. Do you think there's further scope of upside in Tube Investments, or do you think now it will consolidate, take a pause?
Yes, from 1500 to 3000 plus. So currently also it is trading around the 3170 levels, and still we are expecting the more upside, because from, if you see chart from last December till the June, it has been a consolidation or a little bit profit booking. So it is the fresh momentum starting right now. A round bottom, U bottom is completed, higher closing ever, and still continuation with the volume. So we are expecting the higher level till the 3460 and 3720. If already anybody is holding, can trail the stop loss to 2900. Anybody wants to fresh entry, then also we would advise. So just ride the momentum right now.
Ride the momentum for Tube Investments. That's the word coming in from Sumeet. But let's move on and talk about a pharma name. We have Lupin that is in focus on the back of a news flow. And what just came in a couple of hours, actually an hour ago, was that Lupin has gotten an approval for Spiriva from the US FDA. Now, Spiriva approval was much awaited for Lupin, and is a respiratory drug that is the prescription medicine that is used to control the symptoms of chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, and the product will be manufactured at Lupin's plant in Pithampura facility, which is in India. Remains one of Lupin's largest opportunities in the US market. Lupin remains obviously the sole generic on the market as well, at least for the next 3 years. And as per Antique, what they're saying, they expect Spiriva to generate as much as $35 million in FY24 and $95 million in FY25, and the product will drive the earnings growth materially for Lupin with high gross margins, and they expect Spiriva to actually contribute 20% of Lupin's FY25 earnings as well, Sharad.
All right, and on back of that, a big approval on generic Spiriva. You can see that particular counter seeing a sharp up move, 6% uptick coming in for Lupin. But Sumeet, Happiest Smiles, why is this one very happy today?
Not only today, but from last 2 also trading at the day's high, and we are expecting more upside. It can complete a U bottom till the level of 1140. Upside the 1140, it can touch the level of 1200 also. And if you will see the pattern, it has formed a flag and pole pattern, and it has given a good breakout with the volume also. So we will advise to keep and hold till the level of 1200. That is a 20% from here. So keep a stop loss of 900. Current market price is 1000.
All right, so that's the take coming in on Happiest Minds. Let's talk about SpiceJet, and this particular counter saw a very sharp up move in today's trading session. Last time when I checked, the stock was trading higher by about 5.5%. We will show you the BSE chart for SpiceJet. That one will show you the uptick that the counter is logging in today's trading session. If you look at this jump of about 5%, is the biggest intraday jump that actually Lupin logged in since June 9th. Right now holding on to gains of about 4.4%. And the company has hit a highest level since June 12th. SpiceJet has said that they've entered into a settlement agreement with Q400 Aircraft Lessor, that is Nordic Aviation Capital or NAC. They say agreement will settle all the past liabilities for Q400s leased by NAC to SpiceJet, and also they've said that they will induct 3 additional Q400 aircraft from NAC back to their fleet. So on back of that, you can see a sharp uptick in SpiceJet. And remember, if they continue to hold on to these gains, it will be the first time they're gaining in the last 7 sessions. So they will snap 7 sessions of losses if this particular gain holds for SpiceJet.
Okay, let's move on to JSW Steel. And Sumit, when I'm looking at it, yesterday this stock hit a 52-week high. Today, it's given up a bit of those gains that we saw yesterday. So, in terms of charts, would you still suggest at the current price one should look at buying, or maybe we could start seeing a consolidation now?
Either we can say a consolidation or a profit booking zone also. The same zone, it has got the rejection in the May 21, then again August 21, then again in April 22. The same level we got the rejection in January 23 from the same level. So it is a multiple top, we can say. And yesterday it has formed an inverted hammer on the top of the price. And today we are getting the confirmation. So if any short-term player is there, we would just advise to book profit here. We are expecting the lower levels till the level of 740 and 710 from here. So keep a strict stop loss. One can keep a stop loss of today's low, that is around 753.
All right, moving on. Lisa, let's talk about Cyient and why this particular counter in the spotlight in today's trading session.
Well, yes, Cyient is in focus as its subsidiary, that is Cyient DLM Private Limited. They have received approval for IPO. They had filed their RHP on 19 June with the ROC, and it has been approved on 20th June. So, talking about the subscription, it will be open to the public on 27th June and will close on 30th June. The price band of the same has not been announced as yet. Now, talking about the company creates low volume electronics for safety critical segments like in-flight system. It derives around 63% of its revenue contribution from PCBA, that is printed circuit board assembly, and the balance comes from box builds. The revenue for FY23 that reached around 840 crore. And the net proceeds from the issue that will be used for funding working capital requirements as well as for debt repayment. So that's the reason Cyient is in focus today.
Let's move on and talk about a cap good major, that is BML. And Sumit, on the charts, what are the indications for this one? This one has been buzzing in trade. When you look at it for some time now, last 1 year, it's given a nice positive return of around 45%. Last 1 month, especially the pace of rally has improved. What is the view on the charts for this?
Yes, recently if you will see from March to June, it has given a good return from 1200 levels to 1700 levels. And the main thing is after the December 21, this is the only week it is giving us the highest closing ever. So we are expecting more upside from here. All the moving averages are sustaining and it is giving the closes above. So one can keep a trailing stop loss if anybody has already holding. So but for the fresh entry, we would just advise to a little bit of dip till the 1600 level. So one can keep a stop loss of 1550 and upside we are expecting 1970 levels.
All right, moving on, Harsh, let's talk about Kim's and why is this particular counter in the spotlight today?
Well, lapping up of shares, Cheryl, and that's what we're seeing in Kim's third block deal in as many months. And what we're seeing is SBI Mutual Fund has bought a stake, or rather a 5% stake in Kim's from General Atlantic, 40 lakhs changing hands. In total market cap in terms of number of shares, 8 crore number of shares, of which 40 lakhs changed hands at 1710 a piece. Of course, the stock traded almost at the 1800 mark in trade today as well, touching that 1800 mark and coming straight off, but still nonetheless up nearly 2%. Mind you, General Atlantic sold the full 40 lakhs, all 40 lakhs bought by SBI Mutual Fund. That's what's really keeping the stock in news at the moment. Of course, for those who don't know, Kim's operates 12 hospitals in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh as well as Maharashtra. And on the back of that, in news, Kim's.
Okay, let's keep an eye out on Kim's. But moving on to the next one, we also have Nazara Tech, Sumit, that you're going to talk to us about. What are the charts indicating for this one? Today, the stock is trading at a 6-month high, 5% uptick there. What is the future ahead for Nazara Tech?
First of all, we would say it is a follow-up also. In April first week also the same we have suggested near the levels of 600 and currently it is nearby that 710. So within a 3 month of span we are getting a good 20% return. But today as per the candle, and if you see it is a 5 days consolidation breakout. So we are expecting more upside at that moment. Also we have given the 2 target, that is a 720. So today it has achieved the 720 and upside more steam left. So till the levels of 780. So we would just advise either book few quantity here or trail the stop loss to 660 and wait for the levels of 780. Now 780, it is a round bottom completion. If sustaining and giving us the weekly closing above the 780, we are expecting the next levels to be the 1000 level.
Okay, keeping an eye out on those levels for Nazara Tech. But let's move on and talk about Aptus Housing. Why is this one in focus? Because we saw a change of hands of 1.6% equity stake in today's trade. And obviously, we do not have the names of the buyers and sellers, but you've seen the stock fall as much as 7% intraday. IRSF now also it's down 6.87%. Now, when you look at it, this was around 90.5 lakh shares that has been traded, which equivalents to 1.6% equity stake, as well as it's around 234 crores in terms of value. So, keeping an eye out on Aptus Value Housing. Today down because of the bunch deal and block deal that has happened. We'll wait out for the names of the buyers and the sellers.
All right, moving on, then let's talk about Aptus Value with you, Sumit, because we've heard that there was a huge block deal that took place, 1.6% equity. But on the charts, do you see a bounce back? No doubt the stock is under pressure because of that block deal today. But otherwise, how are the charts looking for Aptus?
First of all, in the June first week, it has got the rejection near the levels of 280. That was the previous resistance also. And today the candle is a gap down, then open high. So it is a negative sign. We would just advise to exit from the stock if anybody is holding for the short term. So we are expecting more downside till the levels of 230 and 220. So exit is much more better. To save money is to earn money. So that will be a little advice.
Moving on, let's put the spotlight on Shriram Finance and Piramal Enterprises. Both of these counters are in focus. Remember, Shriram Finance has been in focus right from the start of this week. We had the first TPG go ahead and take a complete exit Shriram Finance, and today it is Piramal Enterprises that has actually exited Shriram Finance, and you can see the stock of Shriram Finance is rallying in trade. At one point in time, it had seen an uptick of about 15%, taking it to the record high levels as well. And the sharpest intraday percentage gain coming in for Shriram Finance since January 29, 2021, and is the third consecutive session of gains for this particular counters. Meanwhile, Piramal Enterprises, they've said that they have sold their entire direct investment of 8.34% in the fully paid up share capital of Shriram Finance to a third-party investor. And post this particular exit, Piramal Enterprises soaring as much as 14.7%, marking it the biggest intraday gain coming in for the counter since June 1st, 2020. A win-win for both of these particular counter in today's trading session, both of them soaring upwards of 10%, as you can see.
Moving on to the next one, and Sumit, making your list is GHCL. What are the charts indicating for this one? Is it a buy at the current market price?
Yes, you can see a multiple bottom at the level of 480. So we can say it is right now in the strong base. So it is trading above the 50 SMA and 100 SMA right now. So we are expecting a more upside till the levels of 540 to 550. Current market price is 520. So one can keep a stop loss of below 500 and 550. Now 550 above the weekly closing, there is a gap and a gap filling above. So we are expecting 580 levels to come ahead.
All right, moving on. Lisa, not one but two counters are in focus. Both of them are not from the same sectors also. It's data patterns and landmark cars. Why are both of these counters in focus today?
Yes, this is because of their end of lock-in period. It ends today. And talking about data patterns, they got listed on 24 December 21 and they have given a returns of around 154%. Well, the lock-in shares, that represents around 1.06 crore shares of around 20%. And moving on to landmark cars which got listed on 23rd December 22, they gave a return of around 49%. Lock-in shares are around 2.04 crore, representing 52% of the overall share. So we can see landmark it's trending downwards because of higher lock-in shares of the company. So that's why both these companies are in focus today.
Keeping an eye out on both these stocks. Moving on to stock number 19 and BF Utilities. Sumit, what is the view on the charts for this one? What should we keep an eye out on in terms of the targets?
In a today morning session, it was up about the 4%, but little bit of profit booking is there today. But we are waiting. It is a conditional call. So we are waiting for the levels of 390 on the closing basis. Above the 390, we are expecting the higher levels till the 470. It is a U-bottom candidate. So just wait today also from last 2 days. It is taking a support of the 200 moving average. That is a positive sign. So just wait for the 390 levels for the target of 470. If we are getting the entry, we will just keep a stop loss of 360 here.
All right, moving on. Harsh, Archean, why is this one in focus today?
Well, yes, another block deal, keeping the stock alive and buzzing. What's essentially happened is Norges Bank has sold around 9.5 lakh shares in Archean Chemicals. That represents around 0.77% of the full market cap of Archean Chemicals, and part of that, a large chunk of that, is lapped up by Societe Generale, which has purchased essentially 0.5% of the full market cap of Archean. So around 3/4 of the amount which was sold off has been lapped up by Societe Generale, almost in fact 67% lapped up by Societe Generale, and on the back of that, the stock is in the news and buzzing.
Okay, that is Archean Chemical for y'all. Keep an eye out on that one. But that was stock number 20. And on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more stocks after this break.